So up first, eeny, meeny, miny, Jessica Rio. Jessica, tell me about yourself.
Well, I moved to Nashville 22 years ago. I worked in the business side of the industry for years, and then I quit that job when I started my family, raised my kids, and then my childhood dream of wanting to do music just would not leave me alone, and so after 3 kids, I learned guitar, and I started writing songs, and one thing led to another, and here I am.
Here you are. So where did you move from?
Upstate New York.
Okay, upstate New York, all right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome several years later to Franklin, Tennessee. Do you have a favorite word or topic that you put in your songs?
That is a good question. Ooh, I know. I guess it's not necessarily a word, but love. Like, I just try to have a theme of love, whether it's self-love, empowerment, relationship love. Like, I guess it's love.
Love. Okay, y'all heard that, love. All right.
Maybe the opposite.
Well, Jessica Rio, thank you so much for being here. We look forward to having you and hearing your songs.
Excited.
Give her one more round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Sitting in the middle. That's always a fun seat in the middle. You never know what's going to happen.
I can't get lost.
Right.
It's nice.
You're
yeah.
there. Meredith Foster. Meredith, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. This is my first time, so thanks, guys. Happy to be here.
So tell us about yourself. Where are you from? What
I
do
didn't
you
know
do?
there was going to be a pop quiz. Dang. I'm originally from Wildwood, Missouri. I moved to Nashville we got some Wildwood people? Let's go. We'll talk after. I went to Lafayette High School. That's important. But I moved here about 6 months ago from Charleston, South Carolina. So I'm pretty new to Nashville. Been playing almost my whole life. My dad was a blues guitar player, so for better or for worse, I grew up in it, and here we are. So that's what I got.
All right, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't ask you the same question.
Okay.
What's a word or a topic that you put in most of your songs?
I was laughing because I heard her answer, and I was like, dang, I'm going to be the complete opposite. I'm 26. I have never been married. I've never been divorced, but divorce songs have been my runway lately. So I'm going to say divorce. Y'all will see what I mean a little bit.
You know, Taylor Swift writes about songs that she doesn't know about, and so do you.
It is what it is.
Meredith Foster, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
And then there was one, Mr. Robert Lloyd. Robert, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Now, he also brought his fan club. Usually I have to make jokes about sitting on the front row, but Robert, your club is here.
Represent.
Well, I'm honored for my friends to have come here to see me, but I also found out several of them came for Pettis.
Oh.
Or,
Yep.
Pierce. So, and Grace, because they have seen, I think Mike said 7 times.
Oh, wow.
So I know he's going to give a good concert tonight, so based on that.
Well, great. Well, Robert, tell us about yourself. Other than coming to 19 miles and sitting about right in there.
Well, I consider myself maybe the finest singer-songwriter in Nashville on one leg.
I'd second that.
That's a good one.
I'm out of Punta Gorda, Florida. If anybody's ever been there, it's a beautiful small town. But it's not Nashville.
It's not Nashville, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Robert, for being here. I got to ask you the same question now. What is one word or a theme that you put in most of your songs?
I don't think we can get away from love. And the trouble with that as a songwriter and people that like to write poetry and stuff, there's so few rhymes with love, so it's a real challenge.
What rhymes with divorce?
You'll have to find out.
Oh,
I'm also a horse girl.
of course.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Robert Lloyd. All right, I already can tell that this is going to be a lively group. We've got 3 lovely people on stage and tons of you out there, so thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and kick it off. You want to start with Jessica? Yeah.
Sure.
You want to play a couple songs?
I'll do. Okay.
Play a song, pass it down.
All right.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. 19 Miles to Music Row.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. This first song I'm going to play for you is, I guess, appropriate with love. It's a love song through the ages. Sometimes when I write, I use, I'll just kind of have like an idea in mind, and the idea for this one was, how did we never get caught? And that instantly took me to a memory when my now husband and I were, when we were dating, he was a baseball player. We jumped the fence to go have a date night on the baseball field. I don't know, we thought it was fun. So this song started with that in mind, and then it just kind of, life gets real. It gets real, and so it's just, well, you'll find out. But it's a love song through the ages, so it's called Chances. Jumping fences, we were wild and free. In the distant memory, stealing kisses in the midnight sky. Your hands on me all through the night. They never found us, they never knew what we were up to, what we went through. Our hearts were open, our eyes were closed. We took our chances and the world was our own. Lonely bedroom, you were sneaking out. New temptations were all around. Tears were falling and emotions were high. The web was spinning, but we never got caught. They never found us, they never knew what we were up to, what we went through. Our hearts were open, our eyes were closed. We took our chances and the world was our own. Nothing's perfect, only real. Time is changing, but it never changes how I feel. They never found us, they never knew what we were up to, what we went through. Our hearts were open, our eyes were closed. We took our chances and the world was our own. They never found us, they never knew what we were up to, what we went through. Our hearts were open, our eyes were closed. We took our chances and the world was our own.
That's beautiful. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for coming tonight and supporting Songwriters. I know I speak on behalf of all of us that it really does mean a lot to us that you want to come hear us tell our stories and care. So thank you guys. Again, my name is Meredith. This is my first time ever coming to 19 Miles. Thank you to Emily Grayson for bringing me. Shout out. Wow, I've never seen myself on a Jumbotron. There's like one back there, and it's really trippy. I'm going to close my eyes and not look at myself. That's too much. Anyway, well, this first song is a song that I wrote with my friends Kate Zickler and Elizabeth Ann Wearies. And it's just about being really stubborn. And I was a little worried getting up there. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be too edgy for the church crowd. I did used to be a worship leader. But then I saw Robert was going to be up here, and I was like, he's going to sing about wild women. We'll be fine. All is well. This is called Mama Raised a Quitter. Hold on, I just got hooked on my shirt. There we go. Here we go. My favorite smell is cigarette smoke, and I like makers in my coat and coffee every morning. Well, I've been known to throw $1 down on any game or any round. Yeah, you could say I'm pretty darn consistent. Yeah, I got my vices for my lungs and for my liver. Damn it, if my heart don't want to make me a forgiver. I held on to the nail until I saw you with her. Turns out my mama raised a quitter. Well, I hated soccer, but I stuck it out, 'cause I was always told commitments count. That's the way I live my life till now. Well, I might be hungover, but I'll still show up. If you can hold her hand, I can hold a grudge. Call you a liar, 'cause you called it love. Yeah, I got my vices for my lungs and for my liver. Damn it, if my heart don't want to make me a forgiver. I held on to the nail until I saw you with her. Turns out my mama raised a quitter. She said, when you get bucked off, honey, you best get back up. In the end, don't take no lip and always trust your gut. Yeah, I got my vices for my lungs and for my liver. Throwing in the towel never made anyone a winner. I held on to the nail until I saw you with her. Turns out my mama raised a quitter. Yeah, I held on to the nail until I saw you kiss her. Turns out my mama raised a quitter. Thank you.
Gosh, I gotta follow that. Jeez. Well, some years ago I got married again, and I have the sweetest wife. Third time's the charm, you know. And she's kind of the church lady. So she found out I was a songwriter and says, like all wives do, you got to write me a song. I said, honey, I'm kind of busy right now. She kept on me, come on, you got to write me a song. So finally, I was in an ornery mood one time. And that's rare for me. And I said, okay, Janice, here's a song for you called Rednecks, Long Necks, and Wild, Wild Women. Rednecks, long necks, and wild, wild women. This is my life with no speed limit. Blonde hair and big blue eyes. What am I doing? Yeah, fell in love with this nice girl. The devil made me do it. Singing this in a church, God forgive me. Okay, second verse. Janice, I can't think of the second verse. I played this 2 million times for her. I'm so whipped, I'm not a man, so please excuse me. She snaps her fingers in a jump. I'm such a woozy. Whatever happened, I don't know. She's no floozy, yeah. Fell in love with this nice girl. The devil made me do it. Rednecks, long necks, and wild women, yeah. This is my life, my story is true, and I'm gonna stick to it. Rednecks, long necks, and wild women, yeah. Fell in love with this nice girl. Ah, you're lovely. The devil made me do it. Janice, do you remember the second verse? All right, then it's the third verse. I'm so whipped, I'm not a man, so please excuse me. She snaps her fingers in a jump. I'm such a woozy. Whatever happened, I don't know. And she's no floozy, yeah. Fell in love with this nice girl. Devil made me do it. Rednecks, long necks, and wild women, yeah. This is my life, my story, it's true, and I'm gonna stick to it. Rednecks, long necks, and wild women, yeah. Fell in love with this nice girl. The devil made me do it. Fell in love with this nice girl. Thank you very much.
Those were great. That's awesome. Okay, so this next song, a couple of years ago, I wrote an EP, and I was getting ready to release it, and it was 2019, so the next year, I was going to release the EP, and I thought it would be so clever and original if I named the title of my EP Hindsight, because it was going to come out in 2020. Well, first of all, it's not very original, but also it didn't even come out in 2020 because 2020 happened and it got delayed. So, but I wrote this song, and so it was with hindsight in mind, and I was thinking about hindsight and what does hindsight mean. And really, this is a song about learning from our hindsight, learning from our mistakes, learning from our past thoughts and patterns so that we can reach our dreams. So it's a little bit of an empowerment song. It's called Hindsight. One second. Dark room spotlight, her eyes closed tight. She knows when she opens them, her dreams are right in front of her. She feels alright. This is one wild night. She stood here before. In her mind, she's been right here before. She's so good, though her past had brought her down. She's no fool, but but she couldn't leave the ground till she knew her place among the stars where now she shines. She's driven by her hindsight, driven by her hindsight. She cried so many tears through the doubts and the fear. She knew she was made for more. That's when she opened up that door. There's no going back. There's been too much of that. The past taught her all she needs to live out her destiny. She's so good, though her past had brought her down. She's no fool, but she couldn't leave the ground till she knew her place among the stars where now she shines. She's driven by her hindsight, driven by her hindsight. Dark room spotlight, her eyes closed tight. She's so good, though her past had brought her down. She's no fool, but she couldn't leave the ground till she knew her place among the stars where now she shines. She's driven by her hindsight, driven by her hindsight. Oh, driven by her hindsight.
That was beautiful. I love the thought and intention you put behind your lyrics. It's really cool. So this is a song that I actually wrote by myself, which is rare these days. Living in Nashville, we do a lot of co-writing, but it's kind of fun when it happens. Can I get just a little bit more guitar on this monitor, please? This one's a finger picker, so I gotta be able to hear it. Anyway, I spend a lot of time out on the road. So I moved to Nashville, like I said, about 6 months ago, but I've been gone for a lot of it, which is fun. But it makes you miss being here for sure. But I spent a lot of time out on the road in Texas first part of this year. And I love Texas, I really do. But sometimes being out on the road gets a little lonely. And I'd been seeing somebody that lived in Texas for a little while. And when we ended things, I was actually, I'm trying to think of where I was. I think I was at a hotel in Texas. And I wrote this song kind of in one fell swoop. And I love it. But there is a phone number at the beginning of it. Please do not call it because I just made it up. And it's probably some piss-off old lady in Midland, Texas, all right? And put that on YouTube. I'm going to get all kinds of phone calls. Anyway. But yeah. I'm not going to tell you what it's called, but I'm going to just go ahead and play it. Here you go. 432242839. Well, I've known that number by heart since you said goodbye. Gonna call you about 1,000 times. It goes 432, well, shoot, you'll think I'm out of my mind. I reached deep in my pocket to give it one last shot, but I'm 8 cents short on the dot. I ain't got a corner, but I'm someone who still cares. Standing on the corner with a regret ringing in my ears. Oh, and I swear I'd change my ways if I change your mind. But my 2 cents ain't worth a dime. I bet all my time, spent all my love on that neon honky-tonk dream I just couldn't hang up. Said I'd call you mine, but you called my bluff. You said, honey, your talk is cheap and I've had enough. But I ain't got a quarter, but I'm someone who still cares. Standing on the corner with regret ringing in my ears. Oh, and I swear I'd change my ways if I changed your mind. But my 2 cents ain't worth a dime. Well, I ain't got a quarter, but I'm someone who still cares. And I wish I could tell you, but that wouldn't be fair. Oh, and I swear I'd change my ways if I changed your mind. But my 2 cents ain't worth a dime. Yeah, I'd throw in my whole life if it changed your mind. But my 2 cents ain't worth a dime. Thank you.
I like to write, on occasion, some fun songs. You'll like Elvis. Ah, yeah. Ah, come on. You know, he was before my time, actually, but, you know, some people just keep an eye, you know. So I wrote this song. Let me get a little more bite into this song. Let's get it a little more. There we go. And maybe a little more power. We're going to rock this one here. All right. Elvis here. I want to be Elvis, baby. Or how about the Beatles? Ooh. I want their money, the cars, the women and guitars. I'm gonna tell you, honey, I'm gonna go far. I'd do anything and all that I can. Ooh, baby, I'm a guitar man. Second verse, I want to be famous like the Rolling Stones. I wanna be famous like the Rolling Stones, play rock and roll and be bad to the bone. I wanna be famous, make my mama proud, play the guitar and play it real loud, and do anything and all that I can. Ooh, baby, I'm a guitar man. I'm a guitar man. I want to be Elvis and sing Louie Louie. Oh yeah, no, we gotta go. I wanna be Elvis, make my mama proud. So play the guitar and play it real loud. I'd do anything and all that I can. Ooh, baby, I'm a guitar man. I'd do anything and all that I can. Ooh, baby, I'm a guitar man.
So this is the last one, huh? I think so. Well, I want to thank 19 Miles for allowing me to be up here and share my songs with you. This has been so much fun. So much fun. And I'm honored to share the stage with Meredith and Robert. This is just super cool, super awesome experience. I love this. So thank you, thank you. Yeah, give it up for 19 Miles. This is such a great event. So this last song I'm going to do is actually the first song that I learned to put to music. The song's kind of my baby. I love this song. I wrote it with the idea of when you run out of places to go. And when you run out of places to go, where do you go? You come home. So I originally had my kids in mind when I was writing it. And then also, you know, as you get through a song, or at least for me, when I get through the first verse, it kind of changes meaning. And once it goes out into the world, it's not about what it means to me anymore. But it also, what I realized the song was really about was just loving somebody who is chasing their dream. And yeah, it's just a song about that. It's called Come Home.
If you run out of places to go, come home. New York, the city that never sleeps. When you crashed and burned, you headed for the beach. You drove out on that highway, destination unknown. If you run out of places to go, come home. Home is where the heart is. It's made of hopes and dreams that I thought you made with me. So if home is where you hang your hat, Nashville, Tennessee. You got a job on Broadway and you're getting paid to sing. When the neon lights lose their shine and you're back out on the road, if you run out of places to go, come home, come home, come home, come home, come home, come
Thank you. I love that. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much again for hanging out with us. I'm so excited for the act that's going to follow. I'm going to stick around, eat my dinner they so nicely provided for us. Thank you very much, 19 Miles, and get to hang out. So, this one is kind of an interesting song. I don't normally play this one out at Writers Rounds just because it's a little bit controversial, and before y'all cringe, I promise it's okay. It's all right. I've always wanted to play this song in a church because I feel like it's the place where it belongs, and that's why it's controversial in the best way, hopefully. And the cool thing about being a songwriter is sometimes we tell our own stories, sometimes we get to tell other people's stories. And this is the story of a good friend of mine. She recently got divorced. Her husband had been cheating on her, and it was pretty terrible. And we had coffee one day. She was sitting down and telling me kind of about this whole mess, and she was like, you know, I started going back to church for the first time in 10 years, Meredith. And I was like, that's awesome. And she went that first Sunday by herself. She sat down in the front row. And at the end of the pew was the woman that her husband cheated on her with. True story. So we're sitting there talking about this, and my jaw is on the floor, right? And I said, well, oh my gosh, first of all, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, because I can't imagine. And second, I love you. And third, can I write that song? And she said, absolutely. Somebody needs to know the story. So I brought this idea to my friend Kate Zickler, who lives here in Franklin. This is before I moved here. We wrote this together. And it's become probably my favorite song I've ever written. And it's called Other Woman, Same Pew. This is where the divorce songs are coming in. Y'all seeing the theme? All right, all right. And it's different. So I'm not gonna say anything else about it. I'm just gonna play it. But again, thank you 19 Miles for having us. This has been so much fun, and would love to come back. Thank you guys. When he fell from grace, sure made a sound. Whispers and wonder rumbled like thunder all over that town. But two became one, and one became two, 'cause two became three when he slipped off his ring. And none did I do. And it hurt like the devil. I cried like hell, cursed her name till my face turned blue. She took what was mine on that Saturday night, out of all the sins to choose. Now it's Sunday morning, and the other one sitting in the same pew. There she is crying, head bowed and hands tied. I feel the bitter get sweeter, now that I see her in a stained glass light. We've all got our demons. Lord knows I've got mine. And I've got a feeling hers has the same damn brown eyes. And it hurt like the devil. I cried like hell, cursed her name till my face turned blue. She took what was mine on that Saturday night, out of all the sins to choose. But come Sunday morning, she's just the other woman sitting in the same pew. Then eye for an eye, we both couldn't see the woman behind the lipstick he'd hide on the other cheek. With the bang of a gavel, come Judgment Day, it ain't black, it ain't white, who's wrong or who's right, just shades of grace. I know the good book, the words written in red. They tell you don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, and forgive. Thank you.
Well, I had a dream one time. I don't dream very often. Sleep Without Dreams, remember that song? And, but I had a dream. I had a dream about some cowboy named Jesus. Now you're going to love this. I had a dream just the other night. Some cowboy named Jesus got into a fight. He lassoed that devil, taught him what's right. He taught that beast a lesson, turned the dark into light. He's my new best friend, some cowboy named Jesus. I said, what's with the name Jesus? He said, call me JC. I travel the back roads here in Tennessee. So come along, son, and you can join me. We'll save a lot of souls and play the Grand Ole Opry. He's my new best friend, some cowboy named Jesus. Everywhere he goes, the crowds adore him, 'cause everybody knows that he loves them. 'Cause everything he needs, he's aiming to please. He's a fisher of men. Could I have an amen? Ha! I knew this was going to be a good audience for this song. He rode a big white horse, had a perfect cowboy hat, and shiny silver spurs that you could shake a stick at. He sat up tall, was handsome in the saddle. He was quick on the draw, and he won every battle. He's my new best friend, some cowboy named Jesus. He's my new best friend. Yeah, my new best friend. Woo! My new best friend. Some cowboy named Jesus. Amen.
Wow! Wasn't that amazing, guys? Y'all knocked my socks off.
Wow.
Thank you, thank you. Seriously, that was really, really amazing. I think that's the best writers round we've had all day.
Wow.
Definitely this week. This month. Thank you, thank you. Give them another round of applause. Miss Jessica Rio, Meredith Foster, and Robert Lloyd. Now, I do have a question. Did y'all hear anything about love? Did you hear anything about divorce? I also heard something about Jesus. I like that. Jesus as a cowboy. I've never pictured that before, but I like it.
Thank you very much.
I like it. So where do we find you guys? We loved you, right? So how do we keep in touch? How do we support you?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Jessica Rio Music. And my EP is, and a couple other singles are on all the streaming services, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music.
And you've got some CDs back in the back.
I have some CDs back there, yes.
All right, so
What's that?
on the screen, it's at Jessica Rio. I'm not sure. This has all been this has been pre-recorded. We're all just a figment of your imagination.
That was a glitch.
See me after, and I'll make sure you get it.
Yeah. But she's got merch back there, so make sure she doesn't have to take anything home except money in her pocket. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Meredith Foster. How do we find you?
Usually I say in the back because I'm usually hanging out. But if you guys like what you heard, you can follow me on Instagram, Meredith Foster Music, MEREDITH Foster. I do have a couple of songs on Spotify, so nothing crazy, but same thing, Meredith Foster there. And then if y'all ever find yourselves in Charleston, South Carolina, I do live here, but I still run a songwriter showcase there called Deer Dive Bar. So we also have that Instagram as well. If y'all want to come hang out with us, we have songwriters from all over the Southeast. So, and I don't have any merch in the back. I'm not that cool, but one day.
Next time.
Next time, I promise.
She accepts Visa, Discover,
Yeah,
American
y'all could
Express.
just Venmo me. I mean, that'd be great. Don't do that. Don't worry.
There you go. All right. Meredith Foster, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. And last but not least, Mr. Robert Lloyd. How do we find you, Robert?
Well, you can find me on Reverb Nation.
It's a good one.
I'm in, I do Facebook. I write articles on the music industry. And I post one every day.
California or Nashville?
I'm sorry?
California or Nashville?
The industry in California or Nashville.
Well, yeah.
All of the above, yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. You know, I kind of write my journey as a songwriter since I moved here. And it's like my daily journal. And I just write, I'll write about this experience here tomorrow morning. And it's just, well, I like to do that when I'm not writing songs. So, and thank you, people. This has been a great night for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. It's a pleasure to have you. Now, I didn't ask earlier, how many people in the audience have been on this stage for 19 Miles before? Do we have any vets? None tonight? All right.
back there.
One way back in the back. All right. You too could be just like that guy. Oh, now I know who it is. I can't see because of the light. That's Daniel McGinley. So, yeah, give him a round of applause. So it does take a team to put these things on, and we appreciate you coming and being part of our team. There is merch in the back. Where I was going with that, how many of you in the audience write songs? Okay, so we have several. So you too can apply to be on this stage. If you just go to 19 Miles to Music Row. Actually, if you look at your brochure, right there. Oh, look at that. Did y'all see how smooth that was? I mean, I'm just saying. There is a website there, and there is a code to go onto our website, and you can apply, and you too can play. So make sure you do that. Let's take a short break, and we're going to blow more people's socks off with Inside the Hits. Thanks for being here at 19 Miles to Music Row. We'll be back in about 10, 15 minutes. All right. How many of y'all know what's about to happen? I don't think you really do.
I don't think I really do.
That's what I mean. I don't know what's happening. So, how many of y'all have heard of Pierce Pettis? You've heard of him? We probably can get some dirt if y'all really want some dirt. We can have some good stories. How many of y'all have heard of Grace Pettis? How many of you have seen them together? Oh, a couple. Okay. All right. So y'all have done this before?
A couple times a year, you know.
Nice.
Whenever our cars overlap.
Drive through at Wendy's?
Actually, it's Taco Bell.
Taco
We
Bell.
like to live Moss in this family.
Yes.
So-
Keep it spicy.
Yeah, we keep
Mild
it spicy.
sauce. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, welcome back to 19 Miles to Music Row. I'm your host, Ronnie Leftwich. Okay. Thank you. I gave you a nice little pause there for that. I'm so glad to introduce Grace and Pierce. Pierce has been with us before. I know Roger Day is really, really sad he's missing tonight. He was really excited, and then...
He's in Hawaii.
Is he in Hawaii? He was really excited, and he said, I can't be there. Can we move them? And we said, no, we've got them together because they both tour professionally. And we have them here tonight. So Grace, tell us, when did you start writing songs?
I started writing songs like the second that I could talk. I started making up songs about whatever I was doing, walking around the house, like, I'm going to the potty, and I'm tying my shoes. You know, just sort of like musically narrating my existence.
Yeah, I love it. My daughter, who you met earlier,
Yeah.
Ro, she does
Ro.
the same thing. Everything is a song.
Bro, that's awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully, I hope we can do this kind of thing later. You know, when she learns to play guitar and
Yeah.
sing on songs with me, right?
Yeah.
Tell her to get a real job.
Oh, y'all didn't hear? He said, "Tell her to get a real job." But lots of fun. Now, you were telling me something about Wurlitzer.
Oh yeah, I'm a Wurlitzer fellow for this year.
A fellow for Wurlitzer.
For the
Now, what does that
Wurlitzer
mean?
It's like the second oldest artist residency in the country, or it's the oldest one west of the Mississippi. And you get to live with a bunch of other weird artists like playwrights and sculptors and poets. And I just got to live out in Taos, New Mexico for 3 months and write songs. It's pretty great.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you also told me you're not done, and I can't read my writing. You got another fellow this year.
Oh yeah, I just got a residency in France for 4 months in 2026.
Like the
Yeah.
country, France?
The country, yes.
Like
yeah.
over the pond?
Not like Paris, Texas, but
There's
the
a
other
Paris,
one.
Tennessee, too,
Is there a Paris? That's right, there is a Paris, Tennessee.
with an Eiffel Tower.
I
Eiffel
know,
Tower. I can't
yeah.
speak. So that's exciting. And you just got off a tour where you sold out of your latest album on
I did. Yesterday, I
vinyl.
sold the last copy of my vinyl for the new record. Yeah, it's a good problem. I have 2 more other titles on vinyl, though, and they're both good records.
Are they good?
Yeah.
So everyone should buy one of each.
That's what I'm saying.
And
yeah.
like, you shouldn't have to take anything home with you.
Yeah,
right?
I don't want any of them left. They take up too much room. I only have one bedroom in Madison, and stuff is piled pretty high. Just ask my roommate. So, yeah, please buy all of my merch.
And now I don't think that this was planned, but Grace's daddy is wearing her shirt tonight. Isn't that sweet?
Very good. My youngest brother, did Owen get you the one that you're wearing on top? Like was that an Owen? Yeah, my youngest brother, Owen, bought him the one that's...
Shirt.
Yeah.
You know, when Grace first made these, I looked at it and went, oh, man, a flying V. That's so cool. And she's like, what's a flying V? And I'm like, only the most iconic electric guitar ever made.
No, it's actually the Star Trek Federation insignia.
Duh.
Due to copyright laws, we will strike that from the record.
What's that?
Due to copyright laws, we'll strike that from the record.
Right. Well, that's why I turned it into a guitar.
I love it. So, Grace, thank you so much for being here at 19 Miles to Music Row.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about your dad.
Let's do that.
What should we know about him?
What would you like to know?
So I worked at Concord Records back when COVID hit, and I kept seeing this name, and let me set the record. I do know who it was, okay? But Joan Baez? Have y'all ever heard of Joan Baez? I think your name came up a couple times on some lists I was working on. And
One thing I have in common with Bob Dylan, we were both covered by Joan Baez.
you both got covered, both Bob Dylan and you.
Our first cover. Yeah.
First covered by...
He actually did a lot better.
I mean, he plays harmonica sometimes.
So much.
And I see you got one there.
Yeah, and I'm going to sound a lot like him tonight, I'm afraid. So there you go. Just think how much more Tom Waits would cost you guys, you know? Seriously.
Right?
True.
Right.
So don't complain.
So now, Pierce has I looked at his website because, you got to know what to talk about, right? There's too much to talk about. Art Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Now, you've got a song with this new kid that moved to town, Garth Rivers? No, Garth Brooks. Garth
Swift.
Garth Swift. I love it. Now, so you've got hits under your belt. You've been a recording artist. You're a songwriter.
And yet I'm not wealthy at all. I'm widely obscure.
And what he's doing now is telling you to go buy his merch so he doesn't have to take that home tonight as well. Jokes are free, but the merch is not.
For food. Sorry.
I love y'all. I just met you, Grace, and
Are
Pierce.
you guys
I've met you before.
Presbyterians, by the way? I'm just wondering.
This isn't a church service. They're here for music.
If you were, you would have seen this coming. There we go.
That's pretty good.
That's
All
a
right.
Calvinist thing, I guess.
So I'm going to shut up and get off the stage and let them play some music. Would that be okay? All right, welcome to the stage, to 19 Miles to Music Row, Grace and Pierce Pettis.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was really nice. Well, over 30 years ago, I lost a friend by the name of Mark Hurd. He was a wonderful songwriter and a wonderful guy, and is still revered by some of us. And but anyway, around that time, Phil Madero put together a tribute concert, and a bunch of us played in it, and I made up my mind that night that from then on I would start every one of my shows with one of Mark's songs and every one of my albums, and I've done that. And boy, I hope I can sing tonight. I shouldn't tell you this, but what the hell, it's a free show. I can say anything I want. If you had heard me Friday, you'd go, damn, that guy can sing, you know. But then I got shingles, which is kind of like an acid flashback, but with chicken pox, you know, and not nearly as much fun. And so, yeah, I know I shouldn't have said that
No,
either.
your crowd work is immaculate.
Yeah, I'm reading the
going.
room really good here. But anyway, so they shot me up with steroids and antibiotics, and the doctor said, these steroids, they might actually help your voice. or they can make you sound really bad. Guess which one happened? So here we go. This is called, hell, I forgot. No, tip of my tongue. Here we go. There's an oasis in the heat of day. There's a fire in the chill of the night, and a turnabout in circumstance makes. You know what? I'm going to start over. You know why? Yeah. Okay. Didn't you guys see Men in Black? Okay. Look very closely. You're going to forget I did that. And you're going to go home and have wonderful lives. Here we go. There's an oasis in the heat of day. There's a fire in the chill of night, and a turnabout in circumstance makes each a hell in its own right. I've been boxed in the lowlands, the canyons that faint, been pushed to the brink of the precipice and dare not to blink. I've been confounded in the whirlwinds of bliss and dreams, been burned by the turning of the wind back on my own flames. Knock the scales from my eyes, knock the words from my lungs. I want to cry out from the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. I've seen through the walls of this kingdom of dust, felt the crucial revelation. The broad streets of the heart and the day-to-day meet at a blind intersection. I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to draw straws with the sons of Cain. You can take it as a prayer if you remember my name. You can take it as the penance of a profane saint. Knock the scales from my eyes, knock the words from my lungs. I want to cry out from the tip of my tongue. Knock the scales from my eyes, knock the words from my lungs. I want to cry out from the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. Tip of my tongue, yeah, yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue. There's an oasis in the heat of day, and there's a fire in the chill of night. When I know them both, I will know your love. I will feel it in the twilight. That circumstance comes crashing through my walls like a train, like a chorus from the mountains of the ocean floor, like a wind burst of bird wings taking flight in a hard rain, like a mad dog on the far side. Time takes off, knock the scales from my eyes, knock the words from my lungs. I want to cry out from the tip of my tongue. Knock the scales from my eyes, knock the words from my lungs. I want to cry out from the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. Tip of my tongue. Yeah, yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue. Thank you. Well, since we're all big shot. Such big shot songwriters up here. I thought I'd do a little medley of my greatest hit. I used to get a laugh until I told that joke 450,000 times. You sure you're not Presbyterians? I'm just wondering. I had a friend who was a Presbyterian. He believed when you die, your soul goes up on the roof. You can't get it down. Presbyterians. Then there's the Jehovah's bystanders. They don't want to get involved. By the way, I'll tell you something about Methodists. Methodists believe that you can't get into heaven unless you bring a covered dish. That's in the Bible. You can look it up. Anyway. Hey, let's make fun of the Catholics. What do you say? I'll tell you what I love about being a Catholic. There's no dress code. I'm just saying.
True. Yeah.
You can wear that, Budweiser t-shirt that you puked on the night before, and they don't care.
They're just glad you came.
As long as you put that money in the plate. Fill up them pews.
Yeah.
And you're always, my former father-in-law, who passed away now, but he would drive 30 miles out of his way to go to a church that had a Spanish priest because he talked twice as fast as normal priests. He called it the speed mass, and you're like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you're done. Beat it. Anyway, here we go. You never get bored in the Catholic Church because you're working out. You'll stand, jump around, slap yourself, all these rules you have. Anyway, where was I? Okay. Let's go kiss that statue again. So where was I?
No one knows.
We're Alabama Catholics. We're kind of different. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. Thank you. Well, back to my big hit song. I wrote this song when I was having a rough year, Yeah, it was a year I got fired from my life, and I was living in this crappy apartment, by myself, and it was coming on Christmas, and I've told this story too often, but at any rate, Christmas morning I got up, and rather than being depressed, I was euphoric, which was weird, and I walked in my kitchen, and it was a beautiful day, and there was this cedar bush outside my window, and it rained the night before, and it was sunshine, It made all the drops of water clinging to the cedar bush a different color. And since I hadn't bothered to get a Christmas tree that year, I was like, what am I going to do? Get up and surprise myself? Ooh, Santa's been here, No. So, but anyway, I said, dang, that's pretty cool. And I got all inspired, and I started thinking of these lyrics, right? And I started hearing music in my head, along with the screaming and the voices. And then I got in my car, drove up to Nashville, and got my buddy not Tom Kimmel, that other Tom. No, his name isn't even Tom. Gordon Kennedy. Forget Tom. I don't know who Tom is. I'm old. Did I mention that? Anyway, so I go with Gordon, and Gordon helped me finish the song, and we took it to the publishing company and played it for the song plugger, and he said, that's great, what else have you got? This is what he always said. But nevertheless, it was covered by Garth Brooks, which was pretty freaking great. And and that was when I got to move. And it's ironic because the song is called You Move Me. So I got to move into this house I live in now. And that was pretty cool. And by the way, I know there's some nasty rumors going around about Garth Brooks, and maybe his private life. And I just want to, I met Garth before anybody had ever heard of him. He was living in his truck, And then I got reacquainted after he was the most famous person in the world, I guess. And he was like the same guy both times, and I just want to say at neither time, before or after, did he ever try to have sex with me. I'm just saying. So with that in mind, I just want to put those rumors to rest, It's true. Here's how life seems to me. life is like therapy. Real expensive with no guarantees. As I lay on the couch with my heart hanging out, I was frozen in fear like a rock in the ground. You gave me courage I did not know I had. Oh, you moved me. I can't go with you and stay where I am, so you move me. Yeah, you move me. Here's how love was to me.
Here's how love was to me.
I could look and not see. Going through the emotions, not knowing what they mean. It scared me so much that I just would not budge. I might have stayed there forever if not for your touch. Out of myself and into the fire. You move me. Burning with love and hope and desire. You go whistling in the dark, making light of it, making light of it. I will follow with my heart, laughing on the way. You got me dancing, you make me sing. I take delight in every little thing, 'cause you move me. You move me. See how you move me. How you move me. See how Thank you. Thank you so much. Did I mention this is my daughter, Grace?
That would make you my father, Pierce.
And I will tell you the truth. She was the loudest baby I have ever heard in my life.
Well,
and she grew up to be a singer. So
yeah, if you know how to sing, you probably know how to cry too. It's the same function, basically.
She was so loud, man. Songbirds would fall out of trees.
Yeah.
Dog would wet the carpet. She was loud. I'm telling you.
Well, anyway. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
What's your key again?
This one's in B. So I don't know if you've heard, but I come from a musical family. And I've got 3 other brothers, and 2 of them are professional musicians. And also, you know, I think like some people have heard of them, and like a lot of people have heard of my dad. And also, the women in my family are musical too, you know. And that, I don't know, I was thinking a lot about both of my grandmothers when I wrote this song. Both my grandmothers played the piano, and they were really good. Like, my mom's mother got into Juilliard, but didn't go. And my dad's mother waited tables when she was going to Auburn, and she was so good that the other waitresses pooled their tips and like paid her a cut of their money so that she would just play and entertain them. And they both got to live long enough to see me do this, and they were very happy that I could do this. And I think they loved their lives, and they were creative forces in the ways that women of their generation like could be. So they put a lot of creativity into things like sewing and cooking and raising children. But I also think that they were very thrilled to see me get to do what I get to do. Yeah. And when I was a little girl, I had this chronic pain from like all of my early childhood. So I couldn't do a lot. Like I couldn't run, or I couldn't do much. So I just like read a lot of books, and I sang a lot of songs, and I drew pictures, and I drew horses kind of constantly. I was obsessed with horses. I know this is groundbreaking stuff, little girls and horses. But my grandmothers, I was close with both of them, but I think my grandmother, Bobby Harper, would do this thing where I had to get blood drawn once a week, and she would make this big care package from Florida, and it was full of Dollar General presents that were individually wrapped. And then she would mail that to Atlanta, where we were living with my mom at the time, after the big divorce. My dad eventually moved to Alabama, so I'm from both of those places, Lookout Mountain and also Atlanta, in equal parts, and also a little bit the Dollar General parking lot in Cartersville, Georgia, because that's where the minivan hostage exchange happened. But the packages went to Atlanta, and every time that I got blood drawn, I got to open one of them as just like a reward, you know, and things like that. And one time she took one of my drawings of a horse and she embroidered it into a cushion that I still have, and like became the album art for this single. Yeah. So yeah, this is a song mainly for both my grandmothers, but mainly for Bobby Harper. And it's called Horses.
I was once a little girl too, so I know how it feels to be small, standing in your Easter dress, trying not to make a mess. And yes, I loved my teddy bears and dolls, but there was one thing I loved most of all. Horses, beautiful horses, gentle, long, pretty mane shining in the sun. Horses, powerful horses, all muscle. Horses, free when they run. That's why little girls love disease that made my whole body hurt. So no cartwheels and no climbing trees for me.
but I had my mother's piano. I couldn't make a big old noise. I had horses running through my dreams, and when I drew them, sometimes I gave them wings. Horses beautiful, horses gentle, long pretty mane shine in the sun. Horses powerful, horses all muscle, horses free when they run. That's why little girls love. That's why little girls love. 'Cause to the world you may be just a little thing, but to yourself you are big as the world. Something in a horse's eyes is just the same as a little girl's. Horses beautiful, horses gentle, long pretty mane shining, horses powerful, horses all muscle, horses free when they run. That's why little girls love. That's why little girls love.
Thanks. Thank you. Well, I moved to Nashville, I guess, 3 years ago now, 2.5 years, something like that. And this time, I moved to Nashville not to get famous, but to get divorced. Yeah. I wouldn't say quick. Took a couple years. But yeah, moved to Nashville to get divorced, got divorced, got out of a 14-year relationship, because I'm from Alabama. We marry young there. Anybody? It means we get married too young.
When you were 12, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. I was a child bride, basically. And it was a great marriage for a lot of years. And then in the last couple of years, things sort of went off the rails in unpredictable ways, and I needed to get divorced. So I moved to Nashville. Before I did that, I moved in with my mom, which is what you do. I was listening to the songs in the first set, and there's like one about going home when the proverbial you-know-what hits the fan. And that was true for me, too. I went home. And except that my mom had relocated across the Atlantic to Ireland, so some years ago. She's a citizen now, and she'd been there for decades at this point. And so I was kind of trapped over there during COVID. It like rains every day. There's 5 hours of daylight. It's a beautiful place, but not in November when I was there. But it's a great place to be sad. It's good for that. And it was also a really good place to read books, because my mom and my grandfather on my mom's side were English professors. And you're making me so nervous with your anxiety. Okay. You're enthralled. Cool. I'm going to talk as long as I want. And it's going to be longer if you keep pacing. So anyway... Yes, my mom has a house that is like lined with books in every room, including the bathroom, just like floor to ceiling. And a lot of them she inherited from my grandfather. And one of them that I read was a book called Composed by Rosanne Cash. Any Rosanne Cash fans? Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And it got me really interested in like the Cash family and the history of all that. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan, June Carter Cash. So I read her mother's memoir. Vivian Liberto Cash. Do you guys know about her at all? Few people. And she wrote a memoir which was mostly letters that Johnny wrote to her. He wrote her 1,000 love letters, and when they were teenagers, and she published them, put them in a memoir, and at the end she kind of says her thing. And the name of the book is I Walked the Line. And it got me really interested in a lot of that, and in these days of book banning, book burning, when there's certain books like hers that like are no longer available in the public schools in the Deep South that I went to, and not even at the Naval Base Library where my grandfather was before he was a naval officer and an English professor. I think it's really important that we not do that, because here's why. I don't know.
No, really, it's important.
Here's why. It is important because when you erase books and you erase the other side of the story that isn't as pleasing for those of us who are, fans of whatever it is, Johnny Cash, America, we're depriving ourselves of the actual story. We're depriving ourselves of, the full history. History is a birthright. And when we erase history, we erase people. And some of those people are like Roseanne Cash's mom, and they're interesting too. So anyway, I wrote a song. It's One More Love Letter for Vivian, and it's called Vivian. And I will say one more thing. She wasn't white. They got that wrong in the movie. She was Italian. So, she was Italian, and the family either didn't know or didn't talk about the fact that they also had an enslaved African ancestor.
So did Mark Hurd.
And one of the ways that manifested in their lives is that they got death threats from the KKK constantly.
My dad got death threats.
I know. I remember that.
Because he hired black people.
Well,
but
let me just say, every time that Johnny Cash did something stupid, like try to burn down a forest when he was high, which is a real thing that he did, by the way, she had to go and stand by your man in all the court photos, and every time she did that, she got death threats from bigots from right around here, threatening her kids. So she's home alone with 3 little kids. All I'm saying is she got a really raw deal. And so I wanted to write her a song, and this is not to besmirch anybody else, but I think that she deserves one too. So this is called Vivian.
what Grace is saying is she doesn't mean to trash probably the most beloved country music star in Nashville. So here we go.
I said exactly what I meant to say.
Too.
I don't need any postscript. I'm good.
Here we go.
Just a boy and a girl at the roller rink. He wrote you letters full of fever dreams. Your love was a wildfire raging in the California sun. And even your name means alive and free. But you were too dark for that southern scene. It was easy enough to write you out of history back when he was always gone or on drugs. And I'm not saying it didn't work out like it should have, with all parties better off in the end. But I can believe when it comes to walking lines, 13 years was a long goddamn time. So here's one more line for Vivian. And as for the one I love, I pray he's doing well. I hope he tells the side of things that only he can tell. And I hope our friends forgive him, 'cause my happiness, it isn't zero sum. Yeah, but all these sobered up cowboys with their albums and their fame, Their songs, a second chances find redemption and acclaim. They land a little different in my ears. The ringing name Vivian. So I'm not saying it doesn't work out like it should, and with all parties better off in the end. But if you can speak your piece, then I guess so can I. 'Cause these 14 years have been a long goddamn time, and I'll try to make mine rhyme for you, Vivian, Vivian, Vivian. And time rolls on, it's a train on a track. It spins with the wheels of a black Cadillac. Forgive us all for our acceptable collateral, for tending and upending in the name of the garden. I believe it works out for the good, and everything comes up roses in the end. But no matter where they lead, when it comes to walking lines, this aching in your feet lasts a long goddamn time. So here's one more line for you, Vivian, Vivian, my darling, Vivian.
Thanks.
You should go away. Okay.
You gotta go away. But then you have to come back.
Okay.
This is why you should have printed your set list. It's like I printed it back, see, because I can use a printer. Boy, I hope I can sing this. We'll see. She's a very affectionate girl. That's all she knows how to be. She loves beyond all reason, and I hold her like a thief. With a vengeance she embraces me, and tonight vengeance is mine. But I swear she is no plaything. She is precious in God's sight. She's a very affectionate girl. The way she holds my hand, like she can feel every drop of water and every grain of sand. And she just wants me to lead her, and she doesn't care how far. Why, she'd buy any line I would feed her, like it was written in the stars. She's a very affectionate girl, yeah, she is. She's a very affectionate girl. When her fingers touch my lips, and she tells me not to worry, to consider this a gift. But it's beyond a point of honor, and it's more than I should take. For it was not the law of averages that made her heart this way. For she's a very affectionate girl, yeah, she is. She's a very affectionate girl, and she takes me by surprise in this age of broken promises and so many poisoned lies, where people keep their distance, keep their hands to themselves. She says she only wants to kiss me, and that is something she does well, for she's a very affectionate girl, yes she is. Thank you.
This is from my favorite Pettis record.
You make a lot of money, you make a lot of friends. When you lose that money, a lot of those friendships end. When you lose that job, lose that house, lose that car, lose that spouse, whoa, whoa, I will be here. You spend a lot of time till there's no time left. You become such a stranger, you don't even know yourself. You can never write, never call, you can't surround yourself with walls, whoa, whoa. But I will be here. I am the friend you cannot lose. I am the one you did not choose. I am the friend who loves you still. I am the one who always will be here. I will be here. Oh, I will be here. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. It would take a lot of work to drive me away. I can take a lot of hurt. I'm willing to share your pain. Now you don't impose, you don't intrude. I'll never turn my back on you. No, no. I will be here. An eye for an eye. Man, that's such a bitter rule. It was only made to be obeyed by fools. There is no debt, there is no score. Forget it, that's what friends are for, yeah. And I will be here. I am the friend you cannot lose. I am the one you did not choose. I am the friend who loves you still. I am the one who always will be here. I will be here. Whoa, I will be here. Yes, I will. Whoa, I will be here. Yes, I will. Whoa, I will be Let's hear it for Grace. She just learned that harmony today.
Well, no, I practiced. I just got off a plane. I've been on a 3-week tour all over the West Coast and flew in. I think you're playing on this one, aren't you? I didn't know what you were going over there to do. I was trying to buy you some time, but...
You're so right.
Anywho, yeah.
I meant to do that.
Cool. Ready?
Are you right key?
You're in the right key?
I think I'm in the right key.
You are.
Are you in the right key?
Yep.
We're both
It's
in
in
the right
E.
key.
So are you. Ready?
Haven't heard a Sunday sermon in a while. It's hard to dress up and smile when I know I'm not in good standing, although God understands me more than the pastor or the pews. I got nothing to prove, so if anyone needs to hate me, if anyone needs to make me the bad guy, I can take it. Everybody saw me leaving, nobody knows my reasons, that's fine. I know I didn't break this. I didn't break this. And you'll be going home for Christmas without me. My name won't be beneath the family tree. Yeah, that's all as it should be. We're all drawing boundaries. What's one more thing to lose? I am still standing in my truth. If anyone needs to hate me, if anyone needs to make me the bad guy, I can take it, I can take it. Everybody saw me leaving, nobody knows my reasons, that's fine. 'Cause I know I didn't break this. I didn't break this. I didn't break this. I'm just the one who said out loud, it's broken beyond repair. And I can't fix it. That doesn't mean that I don't care. You know, it's really not fair. But if anyone needs to hate me, if anyone needs to make me the bad guy, yeah, everybody saw me leaving, nobody knows my reasons, that's right. And I know I didn't break this. I didn't break this. Say what they want to, say what they want, but I didn't break this.
I thought you wanted money or something. I didn't know.
Why would I ask you for that?
Really good question.
All right.
I got to drink some Deer Park. That name creeps me out because I think of a deer like in a well or something. But
Well, this next one here, cut that off. This next one here, just kidding.
yeah, that image in your head. You're
yeah.
ready for another Grace song.
Yeah. We do, I don't know if you guys have noticed by the blazing illumination in the back of the room, but my dad and I do have merchandise for sale. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to get hit on by some nerds, wear this shirt. Yeah, so we got merch in the back, and you know, you wouldn't know it by our lovely introduction. Thank you for that. But or by our but you know, our income bracket is maybe not the best. So we could definitely use the gas money. That said, I know everybody in here is hurting probably a little bit. So if you don't have any extra cash, I do have stickers, and we have mailing lists, and we really love it when people put their names on our mailing list and tell all their friends about us. So if you could at least do that, that would be awesome. We would really appreciate that. And we're just glad you're here. We're really glad you're here. And we're grateful to 19 Miles for having us out. Yeah.
Should you explain to the young folks what CDs are?
Yeah, compact discs are these old, like, they're like musical delivery systems, and they look like drink coasters, and you can use them as drink coasters.
They're holographic.
They're holographic. They're expensive coasters. So at any rate, I do have these necklaces. I bring this up because I have these necklaces for sale that have these lyrics on them from the song I'm about to play. They're these little envelope necklaces, and then you open them up, they're magnetic, and they have like a little letter in there, and it's a self-love letter with lyrics from this song, which is from my divorce record. It's my anti-codependency anthem. Oh, thank you, my lovely assistant here. So yeah, this is my anti-codependency anthem. If you know, you know. Okay, it's called I Take Care of Me Now.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the key. Oh, wait a minute. Let you're half a step up, right?
Yes, you're right. You were right. You got one.
I think we're even now.
Ready?
I used to spend my days just riding the race, working overtime and sleeping like the dead, treating my body and my soul like they were disposable, waking up in last night to make up again. So kind of everyone else, everyone except myself. But I take care of me now. I know how to take my time and pour a glass of wine in my favorite sweater, and I take care of me now. Since I made up my mind, I'm gonna be just fine. Every day gets better. I got bad bruises, but the good news is I take care of me now. I used to want to try to get you to come to my rescue. Now I've learned to fight these dragons on my own. And if life is a party, we can dance with anybody. Yeah, but I'm the one who's taking me home. Oh, and I used to be yours. Baby, not anymore. Now, 'cause I take care of me now. I know how to take my time and pour a glass of wine. I write my own love letters, and I take care of me now. Since I made up my mind, I'm gonna be just fine. Every day gets better. I got bad bruises, and the good news is I take care of me now. I chose anything but myself. I'm never gonna do that now, 'cause I take care of me now. I know how to take my time, yeah. I write my own love letters, and I take care of me now. I know how to take my time, pour a glass of wine in my favorite sweater, and I take care of me now. Since I made up my mind, I'm gonna be just fine. Every day gets better. I got bad bruises, and the good news is I take care of me. I take care of me now, yeah. Take care of me now. And every day gets better. Every day, yeah, yeah. Take care of me now.
Thanks. Yeah, now you can leave. Cool. Well, I always like to. I just started playing this one. It's pretty new. I wrote it out in Taos on my residency. First time in my life I have not had roommates or day jobs or alarm clocks, and just woke up every day in Taos, New Mexico, and wrote songs. Which is the kind of thing that normally you're only afforded if you have like an MFA, you know, which I cannot afford. But I felt very privileged to just be able to write, and I wrote a lot of stuff. And I wrote this one because my mom, she's been teaching. She's a creative too, but she sort of picked the like real job route, you know. She had 3 kids at home and all that, and so she's been teaching English for all these years, and she just retired. And she's been playing in an Irish session every week with a fiddle. She picked up a fiddle, like, I don't know, 8 years ago. She plays like 5 instruments and sings, and she's always kind of wanted to play music, and she's never really gotten to do that. And now she has 3 grown kids that all play music, against her advice. So she can kind of take her pick of bands. And I wanted to write her something that sounded like the music that she really loves, to sort of entice her to come up on stage and play with me at 1 or 2 of my shows next year, and we will see if that happens. So this is a brand new one. It's called Eileen. And it sounds a lot like Irish songs I grew up listening to as a kid. I lived in Ireland for a little bit. It also sounds like Appalachia, where my dad's from, and where that side of the family is from. And really, it's all the same music, you know. It just came across an ocean. And, a lot of the names are the same and all that stuff. So this is a song called Eileen.
Meet me beneath the rowan tree in your dress of white. Wear a garland for your hair in the morning light. Fairer than the blossoms there, my bonny bride. Meet me beneath the rowan tree in your dress of white. Eileen, wait for me, keep me in your heart. Oh, as a bird across the sea, I fly back to your loving arms. Meet me beneath the rowan tree in your dress of red. I'll gather up the greenery, a pillow for your head. Beneath the blushing berries will we make our wedding bed. Meet me beneath the rowan tree in your dress of red. Eileen, wait for me, keep me in your heart. Oh, as a bird across the sea, I fly back to your loving arms. Eileen, wait for me, keep me in your heart. As a bird across the sea, I fly back to your loving arms. Meet beneath the rowan tree in your dress of black. Forever you should cry when I die in a foreign land. My soul will steal up from the field as wind upon your back. Meet beneath the rowan tree in your dress of black. Eileen, wait for me, keep me in your heart. As a bird across the sea, I fly back to your loving arms. Eileen, wait for me, keep me in your heart. And as a bird across the sea, I fly back to your loving arms. beneath the rowan tree. I lean.
Thank you. I think it's my turn to go away.
I like that song.
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, it's new.
That's an Irish name, you know. Eileen is a good name for Eileen. It's a good name for a little girl, and it's also a great name for a girl with one leg, you know. Eileen. Okay.
What am I supposed to do with my face when he does stuff like that? I've been asking myself this for like 20 years.
You know, I told Grace hates me for this, but I told a joke one time. I was playing up in Wisconsin, but I'll play there again at Cafe Carp, and you know, up there. It's a great club, been around forever. But I was, you know, between songs, I used to play in all these bars, right, where people have really short attention spans, okay? Because they're drunk and they're passed out in a pool or something. You have to keep going, you know, and otherwise they just wander around. They wander off like helpless cattle, you know, and out into the street and get hit by cars and stuff. And I'm always got to keep it rolling, you know. And, so it was a little dead air between the song, and I just told this stupid joke about, you know, how you get a one-armed man out of a tree, you know, wave, and. But here's what happened. You see, as the words are leaving my mouth, guess who's sitting in the front row? You guessed it. That's right. But here's the funny part. The guy goes, wait a minute. That actually happened. He forgot. Yeah. Okay, I think there's a lesson in there for all of us. I'm not sure what it is, but let me put this on my neck. There we go. By the way, this is a medical device I'm required to wear. It's a new state law. Otherwise, the harmonica will just go flying out into the audience and hit you in the eye and stuff. You know, the problem with these harmonica holders, though, is they get loose, you know, and they start going, you know, and then you end up trying to stretch your lips, you know, or, yeah. You look like a chimpanzee, you know. Anyway, so this is not entirely autobiographical. It's called Old Man. Hang on a minute. Okay, maybe I can sing it. We'll see. I drive an old car and wear old clothes. I live in an old house down an old dirt road. I got great big ears and a great big nose. I'm just an old man, I suppose. Where's the young man I used to know? Born to be wild like a rolling stone. Turn it up to 11, let the good times roll. He's starting to fade and it's starting to show. Boy moved in about a year ago. A prodigal son at 42 years old. He's got nothing to say. He's got nothing to do. He's turning into an old man too. So where's the young man I used to know? Top of his class with a 4.0 and a future so bright that it almost glowed. He's starting to fade and it's starting to show. I drive an old car and I wear old clothes. I'm just an old man, I suppose. I'm just an old man, I suppose. Thank you. Uh-oh, here comes Grace again. Well, for years, I have wanted to write a song about Ohio. You guys from Ohio? All right, yeah. Kick ass, book ass. I thought it was so cool how Michigan won a national championship. I don't know if you know this, but Michigan and Ohio hate each other. I mean, they hate each other. And so Michigan wins, you know, the big prize, and then the next year Ohio State came back. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you think Auburn and Alabama are bad, or Florida and Florida State. Imagine two entire states hating each other. And just, I mean, it's, but anyway, I got friends in both places, so I don't care. But anyway, back in many years ago when Grace was just a toddler, do you remember living in Ohio? Mm-hmm. All right. Her older brother, she and her brother were just little kids, you know. And I moved there with my first wife, and she had a job teaching at a little community college. Kind of hated it, I guess, but I loved it. Those were the, and I mean this, those were the nicest people I've ever met. And I fell in love with the Midwest, and I have loved the Midwest ever since. It's kind of like the South, except without slavery, you know.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Just wonderful people, and they're rural people, which is what
I love Ohio.
I grew up with. But anyway, we moved into this little town in northern Ohio, and we didn't know anybody, and you know, and people started coming to our doors, and bringing us food and stuff, you know. It was pretty amazing and just sweet people. And so, and I still got, this was in the 1980s. I've still got friends up there, you know, from all those years ago. And so all this time I wanted to write a song about it. And I had an idea I thought was pretty good. And a couple years ago, I had this long tour where I started in Pittsburgh, and I worked my way all the way over to middle of Colorado. But at any rate, one of my first gigs, well, let's see, I played Pittsburgh, then I went up and I played in Detroit, and then my next gig was going to be in Columbus, Ohio. And I had a buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Natalie's. You ever been to Natalie's?
Yeah,
No?
I
No?
have.
Well, she has. Anyway, I have a buddy named Jack Deering who's got a farm outside of New Salem, Ohio, which is not far from Cleveland. And beautiful country, by the way. That's horse country. A lot of folks don't know that. And at any rate, I was staying with Jack, and I was like, "What do you think of this, Jack?" And I said, "Sorry, did I get this part right?" You know. And so he sort of was, midwifing the song. But I finally got it done, and I got to premiere it in Columbus, and that was kind of cool. Anyway, it's just, and you guys, look, sing-alongs are, what's the word I'm looking for? Stupid. And but I have laryngitis, okay? So you guys can really help me. And after all, wasn't it Emerson who said, your friends are those you can be stupid in front of or something? I forget. I consider you all my friends, my close personal friends. That's right. But at any rate, but only in a platonic sense. So you can help me. This song is called Ohio. Sometimes my memories go down a dusty blacktop road where the summers are hot, winters are cold. Back in Ohio, God is great, God is good. Neighbors say, welcome to the neighborhood. With home-baked pies hot off the stove. Welcome to Ohio. Ohio, Ohio. Never thought I'd miss you so. High in the middle and on the end. I think of you every now and then. And in my mind I go back to Ohio. Cold wind blowing off the northern lake makes all the timbers in the old house shake. So put another log on the fireplace grate. Stay warm in Ohio. I'm sitting with my son, he's 4 years old, looking out the window at all that snow. Put on your hat and gloves, let's go back to Ohio. Ohio, Ohio. City only plows till the money's gone. Shoveling the alley with my neighbors and friends. Everybody's got a hand to lend. Best folks you'll ever know are living in Ohio. Here we go. Ohio, Ohio. Ohio, Ohio. Big clouds rolling, crossing in the sky. Soil is blacker than the blackest night. Corn comes up nearly 12 feet high in the fields of Ohio. Amish boys with a Belgian team, prettiest sight you've ever seen. In the red sunset on a field of green, in the hills of Ohio. Ohio, Ohio. Pictures in my head won't let go. High in the middle and on the end. You stay with me like a faithful friend. And there's a part of my heart I know still lives in Ohio. Ohio, Ohio. Thanks for singing along. Ohio, Ohio. Thank you. Thank you.
You're supposed to play on this. That's correct.
Just called Ain't Your Mama.
Did we do an ERF?
I can't remember either.
Let's do it.
Play a chord and then I'll figure it out.
Sweet.
There we go. I hate your mama. I hate your mama. I hate your mama. No, that's not it.
Here's the one that I wrote for my first husband, first and only husband, back when we were married. And I'll dedicate this to all the married people out there. I was married a long time. If this is date night, this is for you guys. It's called I Ain't Your Mama.
I hate your mama.
You got your phone turned off in a bathroom stall. That bar you like. You know what? I'm so sorry. Let's take it up a half step. It needs to be enough. Yeah. All right, you ready?
I was still wearing that thing. How embarrassing.
How silly. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Yes. You got your phone turned off in a bathroom stall. That bar you like on 6th. Missed 5 phone calls and I waited up all night thinking you were dead in the ditch. And then you rolled on in around 3 a.m. with the worst of your redneck friends.
saying I'm a drag. What'd you expect, treating a girl like this? I ain't your mama, and I'm tired of telling you all the things you ought to have done, and all you done that you shouldn't do. Quit acting like a fool, and I won't have to nag this way. I ain't your mama. Grow the hell up, baby. Well, your boots and your bottles and the rest of that clutter all over my living room, and you never will lift a finger to help till pigs fly over the moon. I never signed up for this extra work, house breaking you all the time. Between the pee on the seat, stack in the sink, I'm about to lose my mind. I ain't your mama, and I'm tired of telling you the things you ought to have done, and what you done that you shouldn't do. Quit acting like a fool, and I won't have to nag this way. I ain't your mama, so grow the hell up, baby, because this full-grown woman just wants a grown-ass man to give him my heart and love. And honey, help me if you can, 'cause I had all I can stand. I ain't your mama, and I'm tired of telling you the things you ought to have done, and what you done that you shouldn't do. Quit acting like a fool, and I won't have to nag. I ain't your mama. Grow the hell up, baby. Yeah, I ain't your mama. You wouldn't want me to be. Thanks. No, actually, I messed that up. You did great. I played that one in a while. All right. Well, I have a song written down, but I think I'm going to do this other one instead. I wrote this with my good friend Gary Nicholson. Do you guys know Gary Nicholson? Yeah. Gary spends a lot of time at the ashram and has done that since the 1960s. He came to the one out in Taos when I was out there, and we went to the ashram together, hung out with the peacocks and stuff. It was great. I'm Catholic, but both of us have a lot of friends who are atheists and agnostics, and we were talking about why that is. And I think it's because my atheist friends are like really courageous, you know? Because like I wake up every day and I have all these great incentives to like try to be a good person, and they don't. And they just wake up and try anyway. It's like, why, you know? So we wrote this. It's a spiritual song for our atheist and agnostic friends. So for all the atheists and agnostics out here in the crowd, I won't make you reveal yourselves. But we wrote you guys a hymn because y'all don't have any good ones. So this is called When Nobody's Watching. Don't we all want to know where we go when we die? Is it just dust to dust or a home in the sky? Does it make a difference how we live our lives? Does it matter? Can anybody say, is there a way to do it right? Do we live for tomorrow or just make it through the night? When do we surrender? When do we fight for something better? When nobody's listening, what do you want to say? What thoughts are you thinking in the quiet of the day? And who do you want to be when nobody's watching? 'Cause it's hard to see clear through the fear in our hearts. Isn't it how we live in spite of it that shows us who we are? The choices that we make, stumbling in the dark for the light switch. When nobody's listening, what do you want to say? What thoughts are you thinking in the quiet of the day? And who do you want to be when nobody's watching? And if there's nobody up there looking down on us all, and no one to judge us if we fly or if we fall, then who do you want to be when nobody's watching? Who do you want to be when nobody's watching?
Thank you. I want to dedicate that to my roommate, Rachel Lavin, over there, who is one of Nashville's finest songwriters. And you should all coerce this venue and have them bring her out to play. She's fantastic, and she's one of the bravest people I know. Rachel Lavin.
How's this? Want to hear my impression of the Donald? Okay. Oh, that's why they turned me off, because this is a union gig and we've gone overtime. Okay.
Thank you, Jody.
Listen, thank you guys for coming tonight. We really, really do appreciate it. And how about another hand for those 3 songwriters? 4 songwriters
Yeah,
that
3.
started out tonight.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Bill, on the sound. Thank you, other Bill. Thank you, Ronnie, our MC, who did a killer job. We appreciate that. Thank you, Emily, for doing social media. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Bob. Thank you guys so much for putting this on and making this available to your community. This is an awesome thing.
It is an awesome thing. And thank you, God, for letting us borrow your church tonight. So we know that. Oh, okay. Grace and I lost a dear friend last year. His name was Songwriter Round. And I used to write with Tom many years ago, and then later on he was writing with Grace, so I guess I was replaced at that point. But at any rate, we all loved Tom. Tom was a wonderful guy. His parents were from India, and he grew up in D.C. in a mostly African-American neighborhood, so he had a pretty strong rhythm and blues background. But he also was kind of my age, so he grew up with all the confessional songwriters of the 70s, you know, all the James Taylors and the Jackson Browns. And so his music was this wonderful combination of the two. And I wish you could have heard him, but you can still hear him because his albums are out there. But at any rate, this is a song that Tom and I wrote. She was talking about going to a retreat. Actually, we wrote this at a retreat in Sweetwater, Virginia.
Nice.
It was a thing where we had songwriters and poets and sculptors and whatever. It was cool too. It was like being cloistered, because they'd like leave our food outside the door, It was interesting. A little like prison too, I guess, but better, But anyway, so Tom and I wrote this song, and he did a wonderful recording. Chris Rosser, in fact, produced it, and I haven't recorded it, but anyway, it's called I Begin to See Your Face. So. It's not the raging of the sea. It's not the tide that's pulling me, but more the way the seabirds play, where I begin to see your face. Not in the temple or the mosque or stone cathedral, cold and dark, but in the coolness of the day, where I begin to see your face. It's not the sun that burns my eyes, that one-eyed one that Sputnik spy. No, it's the longing lover's ache, where I begin to see your face. It's not the pilgrimage we make. It's not the road we do not take, but in the turns along the way, where I begin to see your face, where I begin to see your face. Thank you. God bless. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much.
Grace and Pierce, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Someone take a picture. Thank y'all so much. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, there was a piece of information that I forgot to mention. These two are the world's only winners of the same award at the Grassy Hill Caryville New Folk Competition. Father-daughter, yeah, father-daughter. Isn't that amazing? Thank y'all so much. And make sure to take all their stuff, give them money for it, of course, okay? They're not party favors tonight. You can buy them and give them as gifts. But thank y'all so much for being here. I do want to mention Friday night, we tried to get it for tonight, but Friday night is the fireworks show here in Franklin. You can come here outside. The gates will open at 8 o'clock. The fireworks are at 9 for the city of Franklin and WAKM's radio. Hi. Fireworks show. So make sure to come check that out. Next month, Emily Shackleton is our hit writer. Do y'all know Emily?